Audio watermark. The UCSF Quantitative Biosciences Institute logo is displayed against a blurred background of a scientific mobile. Microscopic view of purple cellular structures on a green background. A close-up of an aquarium with coral and a yellow fish. A teal-colored ceramic pot sits on a shelf. A white and black electronic device with multiple power outlets and red buttons.
Really focused on trying to understand.
A mobile with pink, leaf-shaped elements and a red sphere sways gently.
And the molecular basis for complex biological systems.
A man in a black shirt walks past a desk with scientific equipment, then sits at a desk with lab equipment in the background, wearing glasses. Text appears. Dr. David Agard, structural biologist, QBI Executive Committee.
Figuring out how the molecules that are present in cells work, and part of that is sort of at the interface between biology, chemistry, and physics.
A modern glass building stands against a clear blue sky. Text overlays the building. Quantitative Biosciences Institute. A metallic sculpture with the words "Human Genome" cut out. People walk on a path between buildings, viewed through a window.
QBI was essentially born out of a QB3 at UCSF.
A building with UCSF Genentech Hall carved into its stone facade, partially obscured by leaves. A man with glasses and a blue shirt speaks to the camera in a lab setting. Text appears. Dr. Nevin Krogan, systems biologist, QBI director.
QB3 has been focused on entrepreneurship, but QBI is an institute focused on academic pursuits.
A wall installation features exposed conduits with smoke detectors and yellow lights. A man in a pink shirt walks along the wall with the conduit installation, looking up at it. Text appears. Dr. Brian Shoichet, chemical biologist, QBI Executive Committee.
Academic science is meant to be chaotic. It's meant to be chaotic.
The man in the pink shirt claps his hands, smiling.
But I think there's value in organizing it a little bit.
A woman with a backpack walks away from the camera on a tree-lined path between buildings. Lab coats hang on chairs in a laboratory.
QBI will bring more of a translational component.
A close-up of a microscope. A magnetic stir mixes liquid in a beaker.
Traditional molecular biology has been much more of a reductionist type of science.
Dr. Nevin Krogan speaks to the camera. A 3D microscopic image shows red and green cellular structures.
Where scientists study a specific gene or a specific protein.
A scientist in gloves places a petri dish into a machine, then works with multiple petri dishes in the machine.
Systems biology allows you to look at thousands of proteins or genes at once.
A close-up of a petri dish with a swirling liquid. A screen displays scientific data and graphs. A woman with short hair works at a computer in an office.
We develop computational methods and software to construct models of proteins.
Close-up of the woman's face as she looks at the screen. A computer screen shows complex graphs and data plots. A man with short gray hair speaks to the camera. Text appears. Dr. Andre Sali, computational biologist, QBI Executive Committee.
By predicting the shape of proteins, you're in a much better position not only to understand their function, but also to modulate it.
A scientist in a lab coat and gloves uses a pipette to transfer liquid.
It's obviously important for drug discovery.
Close-up of the scientist's hand holding the pipette. Dr. Brian Shoichet speaks, gesturing with his hands.
Our contribution to drug discovery is usually at the very early end in discovering new mechanisms through which drugs can act and early molecules that are on their way to being drugs.
A woman with short gray hair and a gold chain necklace speaks to the camera. Text appears. Dr. Sarah Nelson, imaging scientist, QBI Executive Committee.
Many of the basic underlying mechanisms in cancer are common between different kinds of cancer.
3 people walk down a hallway in a modern building.
When you look at the clinical arena, it tends to be split by, is it brain, is it prostate, is it breast, is it body?
Dr. Nevin Krogan speaks, gesturing with his hands. A microscopic image shows cellular structures with a red arrow pointing to a small, dark particle.
It's becoming realized that disease is all connected.
A microscopic view of numerous cells. A scientist in a lab coat and gloves works at a lab bench, reaching for items on a shelf.
Proteins that are hijacked by HIV are the same proteins in
Dr. Nevin Krogan speaks to the camera.
genes that are being mutated in different cancers.
A close-up of a needle approaching a small sphere under a microscope, displayed on a screen. A computer screen displays Thermo Scientific EZ-NLC 1200 and various graphs and data. Dr. Nevin Krogan speaks to a female colleague in a lab.
That are also being hijacked by, say, tuberculosis or different viruses.
A male scientist in a lab coat and gloves works with complex machinery in a lab.
And the data and the technology allows for a collaboration.
Close-up of the scientist carefully pipetting liquid into a flask. A screen shows a grid of microscopic images of cells.
Entities such as QBI can bring together based upon the basic mechanisms and the
Dr. Sarah Nelson speaks to the camera. Dr. Nevin Krogan speaks, gesturing with his hands.
underlying similarities between the various diseases, and then to be able to use those across different applications.
A whiteboard is covered with handwritten diagrams, equations, and notes about protein sequences and stability.
There may be treatments already for one disease that would actually be much more effective for another disease.
Dr. David Agard speaks to the camera.
We have lots and lots of facts that we've accumulated, but to me,
A female scientist in gloves carefully handles clear tubing.
forming QBI, I think, really gives a sense.
A male scientist in a lab coat and gloves uses a pipette. Two men, Dr. Nevin Krogan and Dr. David Agard, sit in chairs and talk in an office. Three men, including Dr. David Agard, sit around a table, laughing and looking at documents.
Home and really creates a way of pulling people together.
Dr. David Agard speaks, gesturing with his hands, while Dr. Nevin Krogan listens. Dr. Brian Shoichet speaks to the camera.
I love my colleagues. I love the scientists.
Dr. Nevin Krogan stands with his back to the camera, looking out a large window in a lab.
They're brilliant, super interesting, super energetic people full of optimism.
Dr. Nevin Krogan speaks to the camera. A female scientist in gloves smiles while holding up clear tubing. Close-up of the smiling scientist.
In order to work such long hours and in such close quarters, one needs to have a lot of fun.
A group of 5 scientists in lab coats stands on and around a metal ladder next to a large piece of lab equipment, smiling at the camera.
Fun goes hand in hand with passion. I think
Dr. David Agard speaks to the camera. Close-up of him speaking.
if you're passionate about something, you will have fun doing it.
Dr. Nevin Krogan walks through a lab, away from the camera. He then sits in a lab chair, holding a spiky spherical model, and places it on his head like a helmet.
Ideas get passed back and forth from one person to another. And then all that just keeps exploding in terms of, more and more science.
The UCSF Quantitative Biosciences Institute logo is displayed against a blurred background of a scientific mobile.
I think being free and loose is crucial in an academic setting in order to make big discoveries.